Yeah.
Why?
Because you're new. They fucking hate you. That's just how it goes. It's just part of the Marine Corps. It's not supposed to be, hazing's supposed to be illegal, but it's just part of the tradition.
You think they'd look at you as like a brother, but I guess if you're new...
They do once you earn the respect.
Oh.
You gotta prove to them that you're not like a shitbag.
Did they do anything to you?
I didn't get fucked up too much because my shit's pretty squared away. Like, I don't fail field day inspections. Like, I very seldomly even get one hit, which is like one hit's just like a speck of fucking dust. I very seldomly get one hit. I'm really good at cleaning. That's what a lot of people get fucked up on.
Is cleaning?
Yeah, and then like I take care of all my shit. I do all my classes when I do everything they tell me.
Do you think your hygiene enhanced, like whatever, like not hygiene, but just like your order of how you do things is like advanced now? Like,
yes.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
You should have saw fucking Hunter, man. He came over and he started folding like my clothes. He was showing me how the military folds stuff. Everything was perfect. He rolled up the shirts into like these perfect little compact little like capsule looking.
Yeah, with the socks.
And the socks too. I was like, Jesus.
Did you do the socks with the shirts?
Together?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
See, what I do is I'll have skivvy shorts. So I take my skivvy shorts and I fold them in. Well, I put my shirt down, I fold the sleeves in, then I'll fold in a little more, put the skivvy shorts down, fold them in half, throw that on, and I take the socks. I take the socks, just the part where the foot is, and I'll lay one like this with the tube going out that way. I'll lay one like this with the tube going out that way.
What?
Then I roll that bitch as tight as I fucking can, and then you take the tubes and you wrap it around it, and it makes like a pill, but it's like your uniform for the day.
You put everything in one little pill?
And it's just like that. It's like
that's the way to do it.
That's my fucking shorts, my shirt, and my socks.
What? I'm gonna start doing that with like just my regular outfits. I'm just gonna have ready to go.
I wouldn't do that with a regular outfit because your shirt's probably gonna get all wrinkly.
Yeah, that's true. But I was talking to Cody. He's going to Europe, not backpacking, but just going to Europe after he graduates.
Something like that, I'd definitely do that.
But yeah, I'm going with him. Me and him are just gonna go do it, and I'm gonna save money to go. And I was just thinking like, we were both like, well, I'm just bringing a book bag. I'm not bringing a lot of this extra shit because we're basically almost gonna. It's almost like kind of fuck it, because he said I'll make money just drawing people on the streets, because we're just gonna go like just for a month or two, just like see how like we're gonna save money, but we're just gonna
contingency type plans.
Yeah, like we're gonna like but I was like thinking like how I should fold my clothes and shit, and like
why not like shit? Like you can do it.
You didn't clean yourself at all, like in any other.
Yeah, you just use baby wipes. Pack of baby wipes like that'll last you probably.
There's a whore bath. What do you do?
Huh?
A whore bath.
I guess.
That's what they call them. Like a girl's like a whore, like a prostitute. She'll get baby wipes in her armpits and just clean for pussy, and then good to go.
Oh my god.
I mean that's one way. Yeah. Sure.
So, I mean, I would have a thing of baby wipes just in case y'all.
Did you bring that? They give you that, or you thought like, hey, I'm just gonna bring these baby wipes?
No, they brief you, dude. They tell you like, well, you kind of learned that in boot camp that you're gonna need it. But I mean, like there's not gonna be showers out there, so you're like, okay, well I'm not gonna shower. Baby wipes. It's kind of like something you learn in boot camp, so it's just there.
Yeah. I'm thinking about joining the military after I'm done with college. Because I mean, I'm gonna have a major in history. I'm gonna have
you go through college,
a minor in digital humanities.
Be an officer. Don't go enlisted.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what I would do. But I'm debating because I just want to do a 4-year thing and see how it goes. Because I mean, it's more of like the way I thought of it. Is like I want to be young and experience like the whole college life before, and then after that I'm gonna be like 23, 20. I'm gonna be. I'm still young, but I still like I'm at that age where it's like I want to go see the world. Let's fuck all this bullshit. Let's go. But the thing is, I don't know if I'll be able to. But I'm also thinking about teaching for the DoD.
Yeah.
Do something like that.
Definitely look into whatever you're going for. Like, do your extensive research. Because, desertation is punishable by death.
What, just quitting?
Yeah, so if I just decided not to go back, it's punishable by death.
Jesus.
They don't necessarily always do that unless it's like a wartime.
Depends what kind of like state, I would say too. I would
so
say
like
Texas
right now,
would take your ass off.
Well, no, that's a federal thing, so it wouldn't matter. But it's it just depends on the state of the the nation. Like if we're at war,
Yeah.
Like, so
well,
right
if anything,
now,
you go to prison for a while.
yeah, I would probably go to prison for a long ass time, probably like 15 years, something crazy.
It'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Are you doing what you want to do though? In the military?
Yeah, man. I'm doing something good, man. I'm serving my nation. I'm living. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
you're
fucking
doing
great.
you're doing a great job, man. You got your shit on the roll, making money, get good experiences. It's really like, I mean, all my like, pretty much all my friends, close friends, all of them did it. I was the only one that didn't do it. But
dude, it makes you way you think like about your situations, I guess. Like it matures you about like 5 years. Like that, they say that, and it's fucking true. Just the way like, that's the main thing I've noticed. You if you join, you'd be like fucking like 10 times more responsible about your thought process. You might not do it, but your thought process is gonna.
You have a different presence about you. Like after you came back, you have more of like a, like if something goes down, like I know, like I can sense you being like you're not going to panic and freak out. You're gonna you have more of like a controlled. You get a controlled. What's the word? Controlled vibe. I don't know. Like you got you kind of figured yourself out more. You know how to like handle your. You know, most people would just be like, "Oh fuck!" freak out and scream, and then it's over. I just want to like learn some like skills. You know, I want to know how to. I want to know how to use a gun. I want to know how to fucking. I want to be tech savvy a little bit too. Like I just want to know how to like do shit.
That's one thing I really wish I would have had something with computers, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you should know that about me. I fucking love computers.
I'm surprised that you didn't go anything like that.
I tried. I didn't have a security clearance because my record.
Can you still do it?
Maybe after these 4 years, I could probably. Yeah.
You gonna continue with the military after these 4 years? I mean, how long has it been? 2 years?
Just one.
1 year. Oh shit. Okay.
One in like a month.
So you'll be like what? 24 when you're done.
Mhm. That's another thing to think about. Like, okay, I'll be 24.
Still young as fuck.
Yeah, I'm still young as fuck. If I could just serve 16 more years and retire.
And be set.
And just retire. And then get another job doing something. Maybe that may not make a lot of money, but I enjoy a hell of a lot. And, I mean, I'll be retired at 40.
I mean, yeah, what would you do if, okay, so like, say like you're done with your 4 years, you're 24. What would you do if you decided not to go to the military?
After?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to school for some sort of computer technology.
Do it too.
No doubt.
You honestly just have like a natural talent for computers. Like,
fuck, that's my shit, man. I just love computers.
You were doing that shit before it was even like a
thing.
Like even when computers came out, I was like, what are you doing here? Like I don't even know what. Like I remember computers was like I didn't even have a computer at my house. You were the first person I remember like having a computer. I was like, what? I'm getting a minor in digital humanities, which is like it's computer based shit. It's like making databases for like historical like things. Like it's more like making maps and stuff like that. Like the class I just finished was GIS, geographical like. Like making like map. It's crazy how important maps are, honestly. Like satellite map, like where things are placed and shit. It's like everything's run off that. Like traffic systems, how buildings are placed, how economically, like how commercial buildings are placed. It's like it's crazy. How everything's just set up. We don't even realize it. It's pretty interesting though.
Society in general. It's fucking crazy if you really think about it. Just like every little thing, like fucking.
It's crazy how we're functioning. How's this running smoothly? Like it's crazy.
How's it working?
How's it like? So much shit's like it's like a grid. We're like this weird like, fucking, like, anthill of like just things. We're like ants. We don't know it. We subconsciously everything. We're all working together to create this weird like. Massive like organism that's like creating something, you know? Like what's going on here? Like I feel like we're creating something. I feel like we're the cocoon to some technological revolution. Like what are we doing? We're building. We're just like we're working. We keep enhancing everything we see. Like think about technology, like with iPhones, computers. We're constantly improving everything we make. That's just what we're doing. We're just doing it. So like, why are we doing that? I feel like we're like this catalyst to making like this just godlike technological being that's gonna like. I know it's far fetched and like very like sci-fi and stupid, but it's just like it's not even my idea. I've heard it from some shit, but it's like what if like we're working towards like some kind of like I don't know like think about this like what
Our robot type though.
yeah I mean I'm gonna throw the robots like who's to say that if something doesn't destroy us like an asteroid or like global warming anything that would destroy the human race we're on a direction of making ourselves like invincible. We're gonna create freaking biotechnology that we can ingrain into our. We can have like, we're gonna be able to have like, freaking. Our hearts are gonna be stronger. Yeah. We're gonna have like metal arms, metal legs. We can run faster, jump higher. We can just make ourselves freaking amazing. We can make alternate dimensions with like computers and shit, and store our memories and stuff. It's like, it's really unlimited what we can do. Like we're advancing at a rate that's insane. Like it's like, I think it's like we're like some kind of like I said, I don't know. I think we're building up to something. That feels like that way. It feels like a human race is like. I feel like think about like a bumblebees or something. Like they build the hornet's nest, and it's like this, or like ants building an ant hill. It's like. I also heard this other theory that we're just like this really advanced like just parasite. We're like a mold. Like when you fly over like a city and you see it like smoking and just like it just looks so just nasty and it's like spreading. It's like a cancer, just sucking the resources off the earth. It's like we're just weird. We're just like mold eating like an apple. Like it's all it is. We're just like this weird like.
Yeah.
What if we're just like?
I could definitely see that.
What if we're just that? What if we're like just really?
That's what I think.
What if we're just some fleas on a fucking dog?
That's what I believe in.
Yeah, that's what I like. We need to be killed.
I mean, I like your other idea too,
but. Well, the other one sounds more realistic.
But that's just being a cancer. It just seems more.
It makes sense.
I mean,
think about the pavement. Look at the roads we just created. These freaking just pavement just ingrained into the ground. We're just.
I mean, really,
we're spitting gas up in the air constantly.
We're just taking all the resources and just organizing them in a efficient manner. That's it. Except for the gases, that I can't speak for those.
But there's another thing, like, what if we do get our shit straight and we use everything in a very, like, recyclable way? We get all our energy from the sun, say we do that. And we don't use any oil, gas, we're not harming anything, and everything's just, like,
Yeah.
But still, overpopulation is going to be an issue. We're growing.
We got to kill some people off. We're going to take some motherfuckers out.
I saw a movie called The Thing. You heard about it? No. Basically, they decided that overpopulation got too big, and the United States decided to do the testing. Basically, every year you take a test, and if you fail, you're executed.
That's awesome.
Like if you don't pass the test, but it's just like you gotta be like dumb as fuck. You don't have to be like. If you fail, you're like, come on, you're not. Your brain's not working well. Like it's like test that's like, all right, we need like we don't think about how many dumb people we meet on a regular basis. There's so many dumb people.
You know what's fucked up though? Not to cut you off, but as society progresses, like our equal rights and understanding of everything, as further we get away from like a primitive aspect, the weaker we get.
You think so?
I think so.
You think we're getting weaker?
I think so. I mean, not like equal rights on like a whole level, like human rights and shit like that, but like I'm talking about like it's not like the bullshit. There's
how you are compared to another human. There's a lot of like pussies and like just like weaker people.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people that are just like, why are you?
I feel like in America,
I feel bad for saying it, but there's like just some fucking. What are you trying to contribute to this?
Yes, dude. There's so many like just wasted people, like just a lot of just dumb faces walking around just looking at shit. Like we don't need any more of that. Like we have like some people that are not doing anything, but it's like it's what was I getting to?
Like find a craft, master that shit, have a purpose.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I mean, like how do you deal with those people? Like how do you?
And is it fair? That's the thing. This is why it's so just like.
It pisses me off when they say everyone's equal because it's like, no, we're not. There's a lot of people that isn't. No, it's not like that. It's just like I think about how much resources are wasted. Like if you just take what, let's be generous and say there's like 30% of the people are dumb, and that's probably not accurate at all. 30% of the world's dumb, and think about how much they're just taking. Even to throw religion in there, which some people. I don't know. There's a lot of factors.
Yeah, exactly. But I think like as society progresses, the more they try to equalize it and give everybody like a fair chance.
I don't believe in welfare. I don't think that should be a thing. It makes people lazy and just.
Yeah. I wish there was a way to mitigate it to where you could give it to the people that actually do need it, and then
Yeah, I could see that. They could make that a little.
Maybe regulate it a little more. Do something. I feel like there's a way they could regulate it a little bit better.
They can't just like, here's a handout for you.
Hey, oh, so you want this money? Here, piss in this cup.
There was this one theory I heard about. They were talking about how the human race is going to diverge. They're saying like the smart and good-looking aspect of humanity is going to evolve into another race, and like the ugly, like you meet people who just look weird and they're not smart. They're going to go into another it's going to split, and there's going to be this race of just dumb, ugly people. Not necessarily like just straight up ugly, and not necessarily just straight up pretty people, but it's going to be like you could tell like a difference of like the race.
Almost
that's going to be thousands of years. Yeah, social, man. Yeah. I mean, even look at today. Like, think about it. Rich people tend to be decently good looking. Like I don't know. Like I'm not. It's a trait.
Beautiful people are more likely to be rich than an ugly person.
Yeah.
It's just.
And think about how mating works too. Like you don't see an ugly dude dating a super hot girl unless he's fucking rich as fuck. Or you don't see a really good looking dude with an ugly girl. It does not work. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
It's just like we hopefully you try to find someone as intelligent, as smart as you, and you find her at your level of attractiveness or even more. Because it's like that's how breeding's gonna work. It's gonna keep growing that way.
Yeah.
It's not gonna like you're not gonna fuck some ugly. I mean, you might if she's really hot, but I mean, I'm just saying like genes are gonna find their way. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna.
So yeah, it's like embedded into you. It's natural selection.
And it's been doing that since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
It's just gonna It's two times not gone so much where we can measure because we've only been here for a sliver of existence. It's nothing.
Do you think people used to be way more fucking ugly back in the day than like the average person? Like, do you think the average? So if you take like a group of average looking females now and a group of like average females back in the day,
well,
would these be prettier than these?
The thing is, I don't know that are they wearing makeup. How would you do it? Just no makeup and then naked, just standing there? Because think about it.
That'd be a fair way to do it.
It'd be a fair way to do it. Just
That'd
naked and no. Yeah. I honestly think ours would be prettier because you got to think of natural selection of like looking at girls with big asses and big boobs. You're gonna. Think about it. Naturally, dudes, we're like, ooh, but what it really means is like, oh, she could feed my kid. She could supply milk. Big ass means, oh, she's a big hips. She can hold my child when I give her a baby. Like that's all it is. That's all we get. That's why nature has designed us to get all excited when we see that perfect hip to weight ratio. That's just like a thing like, oh, I gotta mate with you. So over time, that just kicks in, and then girls like that will, because they'll get genes from their mom, and the dad was. Because think about it, an alpha male, girls tend to go for like taller, bigger, you know, and you gotta be good looking, you know, just like that's just what they're attracted to, you know. They want like think about like a monkey, like a chimpanzee like group, the biggest one. Because I was at the zoo watching chimpanzees walking around, mind blowing. Because you just have like the big one just walking around, just fucking thinking he's the boss and shit. It's just so primitive. And I watch humans and we're just the same way. It's crazy. Like, that's insane. But yeah, it's just a big gene pool, and then like it's gonna be weird like in the next.
Beyond the aspects of the physical though, there's one other thing that kind of changes it all up, and that's intelligence.
Yeah,
that's what makes it difficult, because you can have a really ugly guy
like a Bill Gates guy.
Yeah,
he's just fucking smart.
He's smart, so he fucking succeeds. Okay. Now all these hot girls are gonna go after Bill Gates way before they do this football player, or whoever.
Yeah, you're right though. But think about this: we're in a weird system where think about money's not natural. This is a concept we made up.
Yeah.
So that measures power of how a person is.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, we didn't have money. It was more of just like how you looked and how strong you were, you know? Because like I'm talking about primitive times, you know? It's like, who could kill that mammoth and bring the food home? The big guy. The big guy is strong and he can kill it.
I mean, it was probably like that for probably a lot longer than you think. Because I mean, even like if you think about the days of the kingdoms.
Medieval times too.
The higher up people, there was very few, and they kind of like intermingled, you know, like this keep married to this keep, and they
kept the
daughters
genes together,
and brothers. Yeah. But like the lower class people, all these people that were actually like doing all the grunt work, yeah, they probably just went off of straight physical aspects as well.
Yeah, I think it's arguably it's still happening today. Look at sports, how girls get excited about a guy who can like play with a ball really well, and it makes no sense. Like when you look at it objectively, it's ridiculous. Like people are getting paid all this money. Like a baseball player, you're hitting a ball with a stick, dude. What are you doing? You're not contributing. You look ridiculous. This is some stupid game we made up, and like you think
and everybody fucking loves it.
Yeah,
everybody loves it.
It's like it makes no sense.
We all sit around and just look at you, yo.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah. Imagine like a football game. Look how dumb everybody. It's a weird primitive. We're warlike. We need teams. We need like little. We need our little cults. We need our little like we need
your allegiance.
You know, you need your little tribe. Back then you had like your people. This is my tribe. We don't like that tribe of the hill. We fight with them. No. That's how high school is. They put it in our brains like we're the Tigers. Go Tigers. Yeah. It's very dumb. It's this dumb like primitive monkey shit. That's all it is. And it's just like we're still kind of growing out of that. And it's like you still see it today. And
yeah,
you can see It's still, you can still see it all today. And then you're right about intelligence too, because the fact that money exists makes these intelligent guys, because women are going to go, it's just a natural thing, you see it. Like if a guy walks out with a Lamborghini, he's dressed nice, he's not that good looking, but he's got his shit together, he's smart as fuck, he's got his all this. A girl's going to be naturally like, oh, he could provide me with stuff, he could buy me things, you know?
Yep.
Think about it.
I'll be taken care of. Okay.
Look at fucking Playboy guy. What's his name? Old as fuck. He's got 3 beautiful blondes sucking his dick. Like it's insane. Just because he's rich. It's a weird little world we live in, man. It's not perfect, but it's creepy when you think about it.
It's even hard. See, where my point is I'm at the point where I'm trying to figure it the fuck out so I can get ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I gotta do to be better than these, like every fucking one. And it's hard to figure out, alright, so what's my next step? What do I gotta do to...
Well, you gotta think about it. Me and you, we're actually ahead of the game. Majority of the people, though. The fact we're already in a first world country is great. That's perfect.
That's true, yeah. I guess you gotta look beyond.
You gotta think of all the fucks who are not going to college, which is a lot, and you gotta think of all the fucks that don't have a career they're working on. Like, there's so many that are like, when you think about our high school class, like, more than half are just like not doing shit with their life. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I don't really see it, so
you should look at it.
Think about it.
Yeah, so we're one of the, you know, we're in that group of, you know, like. I'm telling you, like almost more than half, maybe even 70% are just not doing shit. You know, they're working at some stupid job. They're not going anywhere. No like anything they're gonna do special for the world.
Basically becoming fucking peons of the world.
slaves.
Yes.
Just dumb, just nothing. So, I mean, when you think of it that way, we're a little ahead of the game. But I do want to, like, I feel like I just want to do something great, you know? I don't know what it is. I just feel like I want to do something, like, I want to be remembered for something.
Yep.
I know it's a childish thing to say, but it's like, I'm not letting that shit go. I gotta do something great, you know? I don't know what it is, but I always feel like I gotta work on something that'll make me, you know,
Change something.
change something, yeah. Because then what else from here? Because, like, think of all the humans that have already existed and died out. And then only a couple we remember through time.
Oh, very few.
Very few,
You have
right?
to do something really fucking great.
Do fucking amazing things. And it's just like, just don't want to be some just copycat human. I just, you know, like, think about all the people you see, they just copy each other. They dress the same, act the same thoughts. They just copy everything's. Mostly everyone is like this weird copycat of some other person they just saw. Like, it's no one's. You don't ever really see a lot of original thinking, original people. A lot of people are just copying each other all over the place.
It's like communities or databases, and they're just like, all right, here's our new thing. We're just gonna upload it here, and everybody's just gonna fucking fucking turn into that.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking get what we fucking give to them. Fucking. That's what
That's
always.
another thing.
It always blew my mind when I would drive on Fort Benning. And I would go pick someone up from Fort Benning, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'd be cruising through Columbus, and I'm stoned as fuck. So I'm in the argument mindset. I'm cruising through Columbus. I get to the gate. Hey, here's my ID. Get on the base. You don't see one sign that isn't something you don't need. That, like, it's not on a need to know type thing as far as where you're going. There's no billboards. There's no this, that.
Oh, no
thrown
advertisements.
in your face.
Yeah.
There's just nothing getting thrown in your face. And I would always just be stoned as fuck and just be thinking about that. I'm like,
Isn't that crazy? Like, what if a world was like that, where, you know, like, driving down fucking
Exactly.
veterans and just seeing all the sign, like, our cities are shit. There's not much.
be forced to be yourself, to choose what was available to you.
Yeah, it's just like every city now is just a big fucking mall. There's all these stupid stores, same old shit, all this fast food chains, same
The
old clothing
same shit
stores,
in every town.
cell phones, every town. And then every now and then you get like a cool cultural city. Oh, they got this place, blah, blah. But rarely. When you're driving through anywhere, it's the same bullshit. It's like all these companies, they understand where to put their locations, and they've conquered the world. They've literally conquered the world.
Yeah.
And we're surrounded by, like, McDonald's, Burger King, fucking Sears, and fucking Walmart. It says everything's just the same. Generic brands, same shit's coming in. And think about, even the internet's getting, like, clogged up. What do people mostly look at? Fucking Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. That's pretty much it. No one else is going outside the box,
Or
really.
Google.
Or, yeah.
Google fucking can choose what the fuck comes up.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if they fucked that up or not.
I'm just thinking about everyone just agreeing on what should be looked at, and that's going on the feed, and everyone's like, okay, that's my opinion. And it's so, like, everything's so controlled. Like, it's not. It's weird, man. Because the internet's supposed to be the freedom, and it's still free, but I'm worried that it'll get, you know, controlled eventually. You know? Because that's like the holy grail.
Internet's probably already controlled.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go on the internet for anything other than, like, solid fucking information. Like, I wouldn't go based off of someone's opinion.
I try to use it in my advantage. I try to, like, look.
I mean, it's a great fucking resource.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fact that we can just look at our hands and be like, oh, I want to cook sushi. How do I do that? Google. How do I make sushi?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look. Boom. All of a
amazing.
sudden, okay, yeah, like 10, maybe even 10 years ago, if someone wanted to do that, they'd probably have to, like, go and take classes.
Yeah, but like knowledge like that, yeah, it's great. I'm talking more of, like, socially and, like, culturally.
Like social media.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like how you view just like current events, or what's popular, who's cool, who's not cool, who's doing this. It's all just filtered into, like, a fucking little funnel, and then you have to just, like, you know, it's very one-sided almost sometimes, a little bit. But
Right. So I mean, yeah, and there could even be shit that's happening that we don't know. So easily. So fucking easily.
I just think the fact that we got all that cameras on the phone now, there's fucking fucking, you can recorders on there and shit. Who's to say they're not listening to all our shit? Who's to say they're not filming everything we do? Like, we're all, and we give all our information up on Facebook. Everything's on there. You know what Facebook's doing? They'll look at your picture and they'll, like, say you're wearing a Nike shirt. They'll see Nike and they'll start advertising Nike on the side of the ads. So anything that's like that, like it's just anything you look up on Google, anything you like, it's all in a database of who you are. And they and it's all, we live in capitalism, so they like, everything's just like, oh, let's sell this person that, what they want to buy, and they put you in this weird little world of like constantly buying shit. And just fucking, like, I was listening to not a podcast, but a stand-up, and this guy was talking about how I was listening to a band. I was watching the interview, and same thing. They're both talking about the same thing. They're saying how America is like, it's weird leaving America because it's like, it's crazy how sexualized America is. Like everything is sexualized. Like leaving, like then and then coming back, it's like you feel like you could like desensitize yourself and calm down. But like when you're in America, everything's sold with like, got a hamburger, like her tits out, and you're like, buy this burger. And like you look on billboards, even just simple things for like getting a haircut. You got like a hot ass girl just sitting there like, come get a haircut. Like it's like, there's this like the way that everything's so sexualized from this TV and just commercials and everything. And it's like when you go to another country, it's like, holy shit, oh, what the fuck? And even they said we have way more commercials. We have way more like advertisement. They said this band was talking about, yeah, we're in America, man. Like there was commercials on the TV constantly. Like we don't have that in England. We just watched the show for a little bit and have a couple commercials and it's over. But you were constantly bombarded with advertisements nonstop. It's like, that's crazy to me. Like I would like to go to America and see what it's like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Me too, man. I can't wait till I get my freaking passport.
Oh yeah? You getting a passport? I'm trying to get one too. They're like $130.
Oh, you already got yours.
No, I don't have one.
Oh.
And if I'm going on this Europe trick, I gotta hurry and get one.
Yeah, you better go ahead and start applying for that, man. It takes a little while to get them.
True. When are you trying to get yours? I mean, why are you trying to get yours?
I'm going to the Dominican, so I have to have one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the military's done that for me, so I really just don't have to worry about too much. But sorry.
You being stationed there?
No, I'm just going there for I haven't told you this yet?
No, you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I'm going to the Dominican Republic for like 3 months in March. It's for like humanitarian type deal.
That's pretty sweet.
Building schoolhouses and
That's fucking awesome.
hospitals. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna be on the Air Force Base too, so like everything's gonna be nice. We're gonna have like Wi-Fi and it's gonna be great.
Dude, hell yeah. We'll be chilling. Dude,
Just
be
go to work.
fucking some Dominican Republican girls, dude.
I'm gonna try, dude. Oh god, I'm gonna try.
It should be easy as fuck, honestly. Going to like, that's the one thing I want to do in the military. I just want to go to third world countries and just be an American walking up, just an American soldier walking up.
All the girls are just like, ah.
Jesus, that'd be insane. I'd love to go to Brazil, man. God, just be a military, just be in the Navy or some
Fucking
shit.
walking around, fucking camis.
Plop up on the beach. And
Fucking have an assault rifle, just walking around, just like,
yeah.
just fucking walking.
Because we're born in America, we know we're like inherently told like we're the best country, and I feel like other countries, they might hate us, but at the same time they're like oh fuck, that's an American. Like at the same time, think about it, like we're like the hub, you know.
We do have the strongest military.
I mean,
hands down.
arguably the strongest, strongest country in the world, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely lack on other aspects.
Oh,
as far as,
education, economical stuff, and stuff
as
like
far
that.
as sheer like fucking like, all right, if you fuck with us type deal, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone wants to fuck with America. But I think it's the same way with Russia as well as China.
I don't think they're as economically stable as us though. They're very. I feel like they're
dependent.
Not dependent too, but more just like. I feel like their system, all their systems and shit's a lot more just deadened. If that's a good way to explain it. Like it's not as lively as us. Things aren't kicking as well. Like economically,
Yeah,
than we
okay,
are.
that makes sense,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you gotta think how young America is too compared to all these countries. I mean,
Yeah.
what, fucking, I don't even know, fucking.
200, like 1760.
Yeah. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1642. So 1642.
Well, no, America wasn't founded in 1642.
But I'm saying that's when shit started happening over here. As far as
like
actual like civilization started to begin to process over here.
Oh yeah.
So like that's when America was. I mean, yeah, there were all the Native Americans here before, but they really didn't do shit. They lived off the land. There was no like actual infrastructure.
No industries going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different culture, so it wasn't. But like when they came, it was like, I mean, you got like horses and wagons and houses being built, like permanent structures. They were intense, you know, all that sorts of stuff. So 1642. I mean, I think China's fucking BC. Well, that's like, right? I mean, I don't know when China started. I guess no one knows, but.
I took a class. China, and they've been there since the beginning of Mesopotamia. That's the most evidence. They had their first. It's pretty interesting. They actually talk about this dynasty. It's called the I want to say Shea dynasty. That a lot of historians say that it didn't exist, but like a lot of like Confucius, you know him and stuff, like ancient philosophers, they would talk about this dynasty that existed before the Shang. The Shang was the first dynasty that's historically accurate. But they talk about one called the Shea. That was this ancient like advanced society that existed before, back like BC. Yeah, and I want to say like they started kicking around like 15,000 BC, no 1500 BC, 2000 BC.
Okay.
China.
So let's just throw that out there.
Yeah.
3,000 fucking years. I mean, I would say they had a more civilized, like as far as like starting out, like I think China had their shit together probably before anyone, as far as like.
Dude, I think what was it? I want to say the Tang Dynasty. Because there were those people there too. They were super advanced. They're at one point in the like medieval times, China was like the top dog, but then the West started doing well with like you know their economic growth of like their industries and.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like all these places have been around for thousands and thousands of years, and 400 years over here. That fucking what you're saying, the livelihood of the economy, it just like pushes everything.
Yeah.
You know.
I wish I had a better way of explaining it. It's very generic. We're using very general terms, but it's like, I think, what did the West do? They figured out just the idea of industries. I guess just the whole idea of capitalism. They figured out how to like take resources, being be imperialist to other country, like imperialistic or whatever. China, I think they didn't do well on. But it's crazy though, because it's like Japan, they noticed because America came to Japan and said, "Hey, you guys open up your borders. We want to make money." They forced them to open the borders so we could sell resources and shit. And Japan just couldn't fight us. We were just too strong. And Japan's like, "Oh fuck!" So they did this thing where they decided to send an expedition of guys to go around the world and through the West and see how they were doing things. And then they loved how Austria-Hungary was doing shit, and so they perfectly mimicked their political system. They started dressing like them. They started doing their whole they developed their constitution like that and everything. Everything was just mimicking Austria-Hungary basically, and they made themselves into like a Western society. And then Japan started kicking ass, dude. This is when like right before World War II. They started attacking Korea. Their industries were booming. They started attacking China, and before World War II, like around 1945, at the height of their civilization, dude, they controlled the fucking in a lot of Indonesia, all the islands to about to where Hawaii was, Manchuria, China, fucking all the main ports in China, controlled Korea. They were fucking shit up, dude. And then that's when they attacked Pearl Harbor, and that's when America came in and fucked them up. And then. And they became a military now after that. And ever since then, man, they have been our fucking like economic powerhouse. Yeah. They're building all the huge technologies and shit. They're like our little bitch. They're our little Eastern bitch. But it's just crazy.
Two atomic bombs.
Fucked them. We're just like, these guys need to calm the fuck down.
Just two bombs. I'm sure they're probably the size of that fucking truck. I don't know how big an atomic bomb is.
I'd say yeah.
Maybe even smaller. I don't know. I've never seen one.
Demolished.
Something like that. Boom. Fuck them up for centuries, probably. That's probably gonna have a.
It's crazy after that happened. They're
lasting
like,
effect.
all right, we're done. You guys win.
To this day, we still occupy them. Just
We basically do. They can't. They're not, Germany is not allowed to have a military. Japan's not allowed to have a military. We control them. Isn't that funny?
How can you tell a country they can't have a military? I don't understand that part. Like,
Isn't that that's crazy? Because it's like the UN basically said, no, you're not allowed to have a military. You're fucking crazy.
like, why don't they do that with all these fucked up countries?
Because we haven't they haven't. It hasn't been like a huge ass war where we actually come in and take over everything. I think. I don't know. I mean, think about it. Like, why haven't we controlled Iraq like that?
Yeah, like we should just say, all right, you guys have way too much shit going on, and since you can't figure it the fuck out, we're gonna figure it out for you.
I think it's the infrastructure and the culture. Because in
Yeah.
Japan, they had their shit together. Iraq's just a lot of fucking, just little
Wild fucking.
cults running with AK. There's nothing's organized. It's all desert land and little pocket cities that are shitty. There's no all it is oil there. It's not like a. It's very like Wild West kind of feel. Japan was already like, established as a country, I guess. But it's crazy what Japan could have been. They were
Probably,
what we were learning, dude. They were a monster right after like around the beginning of the 20th century. They were just a monster.
Have you seen the movie The Last Samurai?
It sounds familiar.
Where, alright, so the American soldier goes over to Japan.
Oh, is Tom Cruise in it?
I think so.
No, I haven't seen it.
Dude, we should watch that.
I recently saw. You want to watch it now, dude? 13 Assassins. Have you seen that? I had to watch that. I read a report on it. Best fucking Japanese movie I've ever seen. It's in subtitles, dude. But the end is insane. The fighting and this is like I was one of the best action-packed movies I've ever seen in my life. I was like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's about 13 assassins attacking this king, and they're like what's the word? Ambushing him in one of these cities, and it was like an hour-long just fight, man. The
whole movie?
The whole fight. The beginning's a little slow of like telling the story, but then they build up to this war, this battle that's just. Because it's only 13 assassins, man, and they've made all these traps in the city, and they're facing an army of like over 100, like hundreds of soldiers, and these are like the top samurai of whatever this whatever province they're from or whatever, and they're just fucking them up, and the battle's just amazing. It's so cool what they do. They just set up all these they put ladders all over like the buildings so they can run across the buildings, and they're like ready. They built like these just traps everywhere. You see like they make bombs and shit. This is really cool. They did it.
I think you'll enjoy it. If you enjoyed that, you like Japanese type shit. I think based off of what you're just talking about with Japan, you would like this. You like The Last Samurai, dude. It's a really cool movie.
Yeah, I definitely heard of it
good
before.
fighting, and I guess it's got kind of like a message. I don't know. Not really. It's kind of like one of those movies.
Yeah, they got rid of the samurai. Like, actually right before they decided to switch their whole shit into, like, a new system. Because, what they were doing before, which is pretty interesting, they noticed that merchants, which are like the commercial people selling all this shit, they saw them as parasitic. Like we were talking about, like, how our society works today. Basically, people with most income control everything. They were saying, like, they decided to make the system where samurai are on top, farmers, artisans, and then merchants. And samurai, to be a samurai, you would have to. They developed like testing systems where you have to be an intellectual. You have to learn all about the classics. You have to know math. You just have to be a smart fucker to be like on top of society. So if you pass these tests, you're granted a samurai, and you report to the shogun, which is the main guy. The shogun is like the emperor kind of. And it's like they're like the, just being an intellectual. They control everything in the society, the politics of everything. Then you have the farmers. They notice that farmers they make all the food for everybody. They have to be up in the ranks. Today farmers are like really low. They did
Real,
the lowest low, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what they make all the food for us. So they decided to make farmers second. They were treated as like that's an upper.
You provide life. So
Yeah. So you should get, and then artisans, you know, are like people who
craft shit.
make weapons. Oh yeah, craft stuff. Yeah. And then you have the merchants. They put them in the lowest. They saw them as parasitic, and it's like they were like, you know, the ones that crippled society and made it very like made
shitbags.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. And eventually, merchants took over, income took over, and like the classes started forming because it's like, you know, who's ever making the most money, man? That's how it's gonna roll. They're gonna have the most power. And then, but I thought it was cool how they did that. They did that for a while. Where this like it was all a testing system. They did it in China too. They just have where when you're young, I forget what they call it, but basically like you take a test and wherever you place in the test is like where you're ranked in the society, and they'll put you, and it's all intellectual. It's all about how you think and how smart.
So
you
it's
are.
not even like based off like knowledge. It's kind of just like they take someone young and just see.
Yeah,
They go to school first.
Well, the thing is, I think they had schooling, but it was more of like the family encouraging the child to learn certain shit.
Okay. Yeah.
So you would have to memorize. They would go as far as like learning poetry. You would have to learn how to, you know, how they draw the characters and stuff. There's like an art to it and shit. How they move the brush and shit. So you have to get good at that. There's so many different things that you have to be an all around. You have to be like a warrior, artist. Like everything would have to be balanced, and that's how you would advance in society.
Dude, Chinese fucking writing is just fucking.
You know, I think has the most beautiful writing. Arabic.
It is pretty fucking cool.
I mean, yeah, isn't that the most beautiful? Arabic is just the way it looks elvish, like an elf.
It
like,
does.
It's
Like
so cool. I think that's the most beautiful, like, written language, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm learning German right now. It's the most fucking dirtiest language I've ever heard. It's very just evil, just fucking. I think light means hell. Like you say light in German means hell. You say hell. Isn't that just fucking just dark? Like think about the origin of that. Like what the fuck is it? They're them to be the
Which came first? German or English? Well, what did
English
each derive from?
English came from German. English is a Germanic language. So like German is like this ancient English language.
It's like the fucking foundation.
Yeah. We came from that. Yeah. Germanic is like its own little thing, and it's because that's why I chose it, because it's I'll see like a lot of words that are English. I can tell it's it's the way they sound too, but the way they just talk is very just. It's very just like they're hawking loogies when they like it's very ik habab ish. It's very I don't know.
Like a fucking orc.
Yeah. It's creepy, man.
I've always liked French, man. Like really just Latin languages. I don't really care. I don't know how it's fucking written. I guess it's written in fucking A B C D F G, but
it's like the French went out of their way to make it sound pretty.
But yeah, like that shit flows, man. When I hear people speak French, it's just like it just
it's better. Yeah, it's like Spanish, Italian, and French. They're all in the same family, and they just have like a flow. It's like a rhythmic kind of flow to it. When they speak, there's like an art to it. Like ours, I guess we've added things to it over time, but it's very like I don't know. German's very like that. It's weird because when they talk, niche means not. Like when you say, they put niche at the end of a sentence, so it's like, I have a cat knot.
Like it's like that movie. What movie is that? Borat.
Borat. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's trying to like learn how to tell jokes.
Yeah.
Remember that part?
Not.
Not.
But it's weird how it's written, because like when you look at it as an English way, because it's like I have a cat. Not. You're just like, what the fuck? It's like such a weird way of flow. Like I don't like how the way. Like you say, I don't have a cat.
Like you fuck them up. Like you're like, I have $10. Nah. He's like, fucking. You could have put the not at the beginning.
even like Turkish language in it's very, it's like clicky. It's very like, it's like there's a lot of energy to what they're saying. It's very like, they're very like, I don't know, there's energy to it.
Yeah.
And like, even like, Asian, like, not, I can't say Asian, but, like Chinese, Japanese, Korean, like, there's like the way they like, I was watching this video how they were showing like how, just, it's not even like the way they say things, it's more of like, just the sounds they have to make, just the like they use like a whole different like way of like using their mouth and like lungs of like, they like, I don't know, it's weird how they like, it's crazy like how different languages are. It's just
Yeah.
like